Hello YouTube and welcome to my first Mortal Kombat X video. Basically, I'm going to make a bunch of videos revolving around Mortal Kombat 10, characters, news, all that good stuff. So, the topic of the first video I'm doing, which is obviously this one, is returning characters for Mortal Kombat 10. Now, I'm not talking about like Mortal Kombat 9, which had 1 through 3 characters in there, but I'm going to talk about the 3D era games. So characters that were not in MK9 that were playable, characters that were in MK9 that were playable, I'm not going to talk about. I'm going to talk about 3D era. So Mortal Kombat 4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. So basically, Ed Boon has said there's going to be a bunch of new characters in this, more than any of the series has seen before. At least I think that's what they're saying. And the roster, I'm going to assume, will be around 30 characters. And for new characters, I feel like there's going to be about in between 6 to 8. I wouldn't think that they would go wild with a bunch of new characters, but I don't know. Maybe half the roster is going to be new. But I hope not, because I would like to see some of these characters they made before brought back into the new era and what they can do with them now. So basically I'm going to talk about what I said, 3D era. So Mortal Kombat 4. There are a couple of characters that I do feel like have a really freaking good chance of being in MKX. I'm going to start with one that has probably one of the biggest chances, and that's Fujin. I honestly think Fujin is a given for this game, because not only do a lot of people really want this guy, but he would make sense into the story. I mean, he's not an elder god, but he's another god like Raiden, and I think he was important to Mortal Kombat 4's story. And he didn't really appear much in the 3D era for whatever reason. They decided not to bring him in there, but he was in MK9 and in Kratos' ending, but he was not in the game other than that. But I do feel like he has a good chance just because so many people want him, and he's one of the solid character designs that a lot of people like. And I could see his variations revolving around different, kind of like how Raiden has all these abilities with lightning-based things, like his teleportation and combo heavy, and then trap setting. I feel like Fujin would have one that would be for combos, another one where he could fly all over the freaking place, basically momentum-based, and then the other one could be keeping them up in the air. So, you know, like in Armageddon where he had the, I don't know if he had him in 4 or not because I haven't played much of 4, but like in Armageddon he had those tornado moves where he would lift them up in the air, throw the tornado at his enemies, and keep them up in the air and suspended. So, those could be 3 possible variations. And he already has a solid design. I couldn't see what they would have to change about it, but, I do hope he makes it. I feel like he has a good chance. And sorry about that, my cat who just came in. I do feel like he has a good chance, and I hope to see him. Next character, Reiko. I feel like Reiko has another chance because again, he also has a pretty big fan base of people that want him in there. And considering that Shao Kahn is dead and probably not coming back because NetherRealm kind of realized that bringing back dead people from the past isn't always the best idea to go by. I hope so, at least. I don't really want to see Shao Kahn again unless it's a flashback or something. And I feel like Reiko would make a good villain character for this. Because in Deception, Armageddon, and whatnot, Armageddon, yeah, he was only in the story of Deception. But in Armageddon, he was made to look more like Shao Kahn. He was given move sets like he had cannot talk. He had Shao Kahn's shoulder bash move. He had a hammer. He would get Shao Kahn's helmet. That was all pretty cool. And I could see that easily. I could see him easily having 3 variations. One where it would, well, not easily, but one where it could be more like his ninja-like abilities like he had in Mortal Kombat 4, where he would throw ninja stars, teleport all over the place, and whatnot. Then he could have, like, Shao Kahn move set. It'd be a great way to integrate like Shao Kahn's move set into the game. Well, Shao Kahn wouldn't be playable. His moves would be playable. So like Reiko would use the hammer throw as one of his projectiles, shoulder bash, upward shoulder bash, and all that good stuff would be his other variation. And his third variation could be something completely off the wall, but he's a general. Now, this could just be wild out there, but wouldn't it be kind of cool if, like, his third variation was general, so he would, like, direct Shao Kahn soldiers. You know how Parasol, kind of from Skullgirls, where she can control, like, the soldiers flying on the screen and whatnot, or running on the screen. That'd be kind of cool and out there for his character, since he is a general after all. I do feel like he could play a pretty big freaking role in the story if done right, because he is Shao Kahn's general, and I could easily see him being one of the main villains. I mean, I could see him trying to take over Shao Kahn's spot and all that jazz. Plus, he works for Shinnok as far as I remember, because I think he is a part of the Brotherhood of Shadow. And since Shinnok is pretty much a given for this game, considering Mortal Kombat 9's ending, I would assume Reiko is pretty much a given. Plus, he was in MK9's ending. Well, not ending. He was in MK9 as a background character. Nothing more. He was in the pit stage, I believe, along with like Shao Kahn, not Shao Kahn. Why did I say that? Shang Tsung's garden, and I think he was mentioned in the story mode. I read that on a wiki, but I don't think I've heard it actually in the game. But he was in there, and he still had his Armageddon design. Probably because they didn't bother with bringing it new redesign to it. But he's one of those characters I don't feel like they really need to redesign much, but they probably will. I do hope to see him. Third character from Mortal Kombat 4. I'm not mentioning Shinnok or Quan Chi because I feel like they're just given. They're going to be in it. It would be dumb if they were not in it. So, third character from Mortal Kombat 4 would have to be Tanya. Now, I know I'm probably biased because Tanya is one of my favorite characters from the series, but I feel like she has a really good shot because she was the only other character other than Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat 4 that was playable in more than just 4 and Armageddon. She was playable in Deception, and she did have it wasn't in Deadly Alliance, but Deception gave her a plot point for Deadly Alliance, and she has a lot of fans. I mean, a lot of people like her. She would work perfectly. I do feel like a good idea, since she is a betrayer and whatnot. Her variations could be one move is like her normal fighting style, where she has like her spinning move, which I feel like they could change it to a slide to look better and more realistic, since that's what they're going for in this. Then she could have one that's more technical, like control the field, control the stage kind of setup, with her aerial fireball and fireballs all over the place, Hadouken. And then her third variation would be like counter heavy. So like she could do like a counter move, and then if they hit her, she like knees them in the crotch or something, leaving them open. I feel like she'd be a great character. Her design is already great. I mean, her Mortal Kombat Deception outfits are probably the best designed in that game, in my opinion. I don't think they need to change it much, but again, they're probably going to change it. But as long as they stick with the kind of Egyptian-looking theme they got going for her, I don't know if that's exactly what they are going for with her. But in Deception, she always gave off that Egyptian-like vibe. So that's Mortal Kombat 4 characters that I think should come back, other than Quan Chi and Shinnok, obviously. So, Deadly Alliance and Deception. I can't really say Armageddon, because only Taven and Dagon were new to that game. And I don't see how they could integrate them into the plot, really, considering how Armageddon's been averted. I would like to see them again, maybe as DLC or something, but storyline-wise, I don't see them coming back. But from the Deception Deadly Alliance, I would love to see Onaga come back. I think that Onaga would be a great main villain for Mortal Kombat 10 if they do it right. He was good in Deception, but his design They need to fix his face. I'm going to put that out there. They need to make it more dragon-like. Fix that and he's good. But play him up for what the hell he is. He's supposed to be the original ruler of Outworld, the strongest, one of the strongest characters in Mortal Kombat, up there with Blaze. I mean, play him up for what he is. Kind of like what they did for Shao Kahn, where they finally was like, hey, this dude is powerful. So do that for this game with Onaga. And I think he'd be a great villain. Like, the story's supposed to take place a while after, so have Shinnok be like the main villain of the first part, and then Onaga be the main bad of the story. Because I honestly think Quan Chi, Shinnok, and Onaga should be the three main villains of Mortal Kombat 10. They would make the most sense, and I think it would be awesome. But other than them, I mean, other than Onaga, obviously, I would like to see Baraicho come back. I do think Baraicho is a cool character design. Change up his moveset, though. I feel like they should go from the whole sloppy thing to more... Well, that could be one of his variations. But they could make it... 1 second. Let me turn on this light, because I know it's getting dark in here. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. I feel like Baraicho, one of his variations could be the sloppier, where he vomits and all that, belly flops, and whatever you would like to say, could be one of his variations. His second variation could be like, he's supposed to be the master of Liu Kang, Xu Jinggo, Kung Lao, and I think that's, I don't know if he trained anybody else. I would assume so. But make him like the Kung Fu master, kind of like how Bob and Rufus are, where they're the fat dudes flying all over the damn place on the screen, super fast. Do that with Baraicho. I mean, he already had the monkey flips in Deception and Armageddon, where he did like the whole flipping thing. That could be a move that he could have, but like really fast and surprisingly agile, because he is supposed to be this master of martial arts and fighting and whatnot. I mean, he trained Liu Kang, who was the champion of Mortal Kombat. So play that up. Maybe give him some moves like Liu Kang had. Maybe give him his own version of a bicycle kick. I don't know. Something that would be awesome. That would be great for a second variation of him. His third variation could revolve around like his stick, like his staff, like a staff-based style, which would be cool and would give him range and options. And I feel like Baraicho has a good chance. He was in Shang Tsung and Kung Lao's ending. I think that's with the two he was in. And Raiden did mention him by name in the story mode. So I feel like they weren't just doing that for just the fans. Maybe it was foreshadowing. But I would love to see Baraicho come back. That'd be great. I feel like he probably has the best chance of the 3D era characters. Hate him all you want, but I like him. Sue me. Next, I do feel like Li Mei should come back. I don't know what her storyline would be, but we need new good guys. I mean, I know I would love to see some of the villains, but we need some new good guys for this, other than all new characters. Because, I mean, really, we lost all of the good guys in the last game, besides Raiden, Sonya, and Johnny Cage. So I think Li Mei would be she has an already pretty cool design, her bandana design at least. They could play it up like a gypsy, mystic looking design for her. That would be good. Make her do really agile, all of that good stuff. I feel like she could be a possible character that could come back, and I don't see... She was also in all three of the... She was in Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. So I feel like they do like her enough to where she would possibly be in it. She was also... I think she was in a cameo in MK9. I am not certain. I know Tanya was, but I am not certain if she was. Frost, I feel like Frost would be a great character to have. She has a lot of fans. Same thing for that. And I do feel like she would be a good character to fill into the roster. I don't know if she would be a good guy or a bad guy for it, but I could see that her in the new game. I don't know about Natara. I don't know about her because I don't know how they could weave her plot into it. But she has a cool design, so maybe something like her. Or they could just completely revamp her. Because, I mean, yeah, they completely redid Melina. I mean, her backstory is entirely different from the original. So I could see them changing to Tara. You sue me all you want. Yell in the comments. I don't give a crap. I think Shujinko should come back. I would love to see Shujinko, but played right. Yeah, I will admit that I didn't really care for the fact that he had all the character moves in Deception. He didn't have anything really unique to him. And I think what would be awesome if it was like Shang Tsung, where like he had a move where he could take one of the special moves of another character. So maybe be like a grapple or a counter move of some kind. Like if he's fighting Scorpion and he hits him with that move, he has Scorpion Spear for like the rest of the match. Fighting Sub-Zero, hits him with the move, and he has the freeze ball for the whole match. Play on that ability, because in Deception, he was given the ability to absorb the fighting abilities of other combatants. And I feel like they could play that out in his move style considerably. That would be great. And it would be kind of unique. I think it'd be cool. Plus, we'd have an old dude. And I'm sorry, but almost every fighting game needs to have like that old guy. I don't know, call me biased, but I like the concept behind him. And I feel like I just feel like he'd be a good character choice. I already like his design as is. Maybe make it a little more master or teacher-ish, student-ish, I don't know what to call it, but I think Shujinko would be a cool character to bring back. Havoc. I think Havoc would be great. I don't have much to say about him, but he would look awesome. His moveset would look great in the new generation. Because they didn't really... PS2 era, they couldn't really pull off what they wanted for him. I mean, yeah, the moveset looked cool and all, but they really couldn't pull it off in the way they envisioned it. Like, snapping his own neck and breaking his own bones. They couldn't pull it off, but I feel like with the new graphics and what they're doing now, they could pull it off this time, and I feel like Havoc would be great. Hotaru, I think I'd like to see Hotaru come back. If Havoc is in the game and Shujinko would be in the game, I feel like Hotaru would have to be in the game because of his importance to those two characters. And I think Hotaru had a solid design. I think he looked cool. Give him some freaking special moves, though. He had barely anything in Deception. I think he had, like, a fireball that hit the ground and then just a grasshopper kick, whatever the hell that was like. It was like a bicycle kick, but not really. But give him some special moves. I don't know what they would be. Maybe something revolving around his Najita, or like something like Orderish, kind of like Quan Chi, where he's able to control the other characters. I don't know. Give him something better than what he had. He had barely anything. I think those are the characters that I would like to see come back. I don't think I would be necessarily heartbroken if none of the other characters came, and I don't think I'd be happy, yeah, because I do like most of the designs from the 3D era. Yeah, sue me. I liked them. Probably because they were my first Mortal Kombat games, but just honest here. I don't think I would really particularly care if none of the other characters were brought back into the story. I do feel like Ashura would be a good choice, but I don't think they'll bring her back. If they went like a Rose direction with her, but I'd like to see Taven and Dagon again. I liked them. I don't think they'll be in this. Maybe Dagon. I could see Dagon. Dagon would be a cool inclusion and could possibly build up to maybe Taven coming back. But Blaze wouldn't fit in the story in my opinion. And Mortal Kombat 9 characters. I'll do a separate video for that because this video is already a lot longer than I thought it would be. But I do think that a lot of those characters have good chances of coming back. But I would like to see them. I'd like to see them get a chance. Hate all you want, but I think they could do great things with a lot of these characters in Mortal Kombat X. And yeah, that's about all I've got to say for this topic. Any questions? Anything you want me to do a video over? Is there any characters you want to see come back? Like, other than what I said, or hell, what I said, any ideas for those characters? Any other characters from the 3D era you'd like to see back, or from other Mortal Kombat games? I cannot talk today. But comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, favorite, all that stuff. It means a lot, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will release more videos soon. Thank you, and let's all just get excited for Mortal Kombat X.